Okay. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to continue off with where I left with the last video that I posted. For the last video, if the audio wasn't sounding right, I was using another microphone, and I have a lot of noise inside of my room, so it's sometimes can get a little misconstrued. So, apologies for that. Um, Anyway, today in this video, what I want to talk about is I am still in my episode of depression right now. And I want to kind of go through you with what I'm feeling, what I've done to try and mitigate what's going on, and what I'm going to do moving forward in the future with this, and potentially how long this could last. I do go through little episodes of depression that sometimes last between as short as a day and as long as a month. Is when it depends on what's going on, what's happened, or stuff like that. So I made a short little list. There's three little things, three and three, like some of the things that are happening to me, what I'm thinking about, and then we'll get into how I'm coping with it. All right, all together. So I just want to go down the list, real nice and easy. So what am I feeling right now? One of the things that I know is that I have a tendency to my weakness, and one of the triggers for my depression are based off of relationships. Now, this could be with family, friends, or, with a significant other, whatever the case may be. This is actually one of my biggest weaknesses. They always say that, some people love hard, and I'm one of those people where I care a lot. So the form of being rejected by someone that I care about, it affects me in a very, very deep way. It doesn't do that with people that I don't really care about or, anything in like a professional environment as much. It's more so to do with actual personal relationships and how those affect me. You understand? So what this does essentially is it creates a sense of worthlessness for me. And what do I mean by that? When I'm rejected, when I am cut off, or there's some sort of miscommunication between someone, let's say a friend, and myself, or I feel like I'm getting pushed away by somebody that I care about, I start to question myself and if there's anything that, that I did, or is there anything that says that I'm just not good enough. Like, I'm not good enough to be your friend, or I'm not good enough to be your boyfriend, or I'm not good enough for you to even want to talk to. It makes me, it gives me this sense of worthlessness. And this is what constantly rolls through my head. It's what's going through my head right now. And it's been going through since all of today and yesterday. This is what is currently going through my mind. So yeah, the sense of worthlessness, and it all starts with my relationships with, someone not calling me back, or with someone that, I don't, it could be, there's so many things that could happen, like I had an important conversation I wanted to have with someone. I sent a text message, they read it, and then they never replied back to me. Someone that, I feel like as if I am on top of their priority list. And when I don't receive that, I feel like I am at the bottom, or not even on a priority list at all. So you can see how this would affect me, because this is one of my trigger points for my depression. The second thing that comes to my mind, or that has been rolling through my mind, is I can't get the thought of the other people out of my head. And I'm constantly thinking about what I did wrong, or I'm thinking about what the other person is doing to, in a sense, fuck me over. And that's constantly running through my head. Like, it's back and forth. It's always like what did I do wrong? Well, why are they treating me like this? What kind of person are they to treat me like this? How is this fair? Those are the questions that I ask myself. And, most of the time, this stuff is directed towards me. It's directed towards, how I am perceiving myself. All right. And then the last thing that's rolling through my head is that I'm continuing to second guess my worth. I can't shake the thoughts of not being enough or doing enough to prove my worth. So oftentimes, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by this. When I start in my episodes of depression, like a depression episode of depression, it usually starts with someone that I care about and the conflict being between the two of us. And for me, I take that rejection really hard. And then I start to question stuff about myself. And then it has me guessing what I'm worth in this world. And then when I say that, I mean, it has me second guessing, like, okay, am I doing enough to sustain this relationship between myself and this other person or other people? And then it always happens. The next question or the next thing that comes up is me talking about where I am in my life. Am I doing enough? Is my career enough? Am I finishing any of the projects that I wanted to start? Am I progressing? Am I moving forward in life? How much time have I spent doing this? And am I using that time wisely? I should be further ahead now than I was. And you see how this isn't even related to what initially started this, but it always cycles down, and it always comes back to this. It always comes back to this. Whenever I hit an episode when I hit my depression, it hits me like this. I second guess myself, and then I second guess what I'm doing with my life, and then I feel like my life has been wasted away. And then once I start doing that, I always put together this same thing. Man, now I understand why I'm not enough for some people. Because I haven't done enough. I'm lazy. I haven't accomplished anything. I haven't had any goals set or anything of the sorts. And you see how this is bad? This is me attacking myself. And so what did I do to help fight these thoughts? Are they working? Do they work? And is it a sure, sound-proof method for this? And the answer to that is it's not 100%, but I can tell you, and I can give you my firsthand experience that what I'm about to tell you, it does. It has helped me a lot. Is it perfect? No. Am I still depressed? Yeah. Is it as bad? No. Because here's the thing you have to understand whenever you're having one of these episodes of depression. You, as yourself, you have to stop pouring gasoline on the fire. That is the best thing that you can do to battle this thing, especially if you're one of those people that tends to attack yourself like I do. And I mean attack myself like I'm constantly talking about myself, hurling insults at myself, second guessing what I'm worth, what I've been doing, and this, that, and the other. So these are the things right here that I've done, my coping mechanisms for these thoughts, these feelings, and these patterns. Number one, the first thing that I always try to do, and I recommend that everybody does this, is I try to use myself as a case study. Now, what I don't want you guys to do, you cannot treat yourself. You understand? You cannot diagnose yourself, and you cannot be the person. You can't take the place of the doctor. I'm just going to put it to you like that. You need to go see a therapist before you do this. All right. When I say I make myself a case study, I'll break that down to you. Okay. This means I write down every thought that I'm having, and I take a note on every feeling, every thought that I had, and I write it down. Good thing to do. I use it on my phone. What I usually do is the days that I'm scheduled to talk with my therapist, in the comment section on my calendar, like after I put the date in, I usually write down all of the feelings that I'm having in an order, so that way I don't forget them. And then when it comes up on my day to have my session, I can go down a list and say, okay, doc, this is what happened between our last session and now. These are the thoughts that I had. This makes it easier for your therapist to work with. This makes it easy for y'all to actually get some solid work done. It provides solid ground for what's going on and how you can handle these different emotions, different feelings, and how you can essentially deal with it. What this also does, and when I say I make myself a case study, this helps me to stop putting gasoline on the fire. this forces me to take a step back and analyze what's going on. Like, okay, what's going on? Why am I acting this way? What am I saying to myself? And I take that step back and I say, okay, I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. Let me stop. Let me just take a deep breath, relax. Everything's going to be okay. The things I've been saying to myself are way too harsh. Way too harsh. I'm doing all right. Things are going the way they need to go. Life isn't perfect. We're not machines, we're human. One step at a time. What's more important than anything is progression. As long as you're moving forward and not moving backwards, then we're fine. And that's the case. So I'm good. See how this helps me analyze. I turn it into a case study just so I can be a detective and see what's going on and start using these tools to help mitigate some of the stress that I've been having. The second thing, guys, going through all of this, especially when you can't shake the thoughts of what it is that's going on, exercise and showering are one of the best things that you can do as far as to get your mind off of something and to give yourself a fresh start. The exercise, when you're lifting something heavy, exercise has already been proven to relieve stress. That's essentially why the military does it every day, specifically the Army. That's why they do it 5 days a week. It's a stress reliever. It's a very stress related job. Exercising helps relieve stress. So, but anyway, I like to exercise. For me, lifting heavy things, while I'm like verbally, sorry, I got something all on my face. Sorry. Exercise. I lift heavy things. While I'm lifting the heavy things or doing something strenuous, I like to talk out my aggressions. This helps me. It helps me get through it. It helps me fight through it. The shower gives me a time to reflect, and it gives me a time to reset. It gives me, especially like a hot shower. Once you get out, you feel refreshed. Your mind is reset, and I am clear to go any direction that I want to go. And I typically, as soon as I get out the shower and I change, I like to go ahead and just start doing stuff like cleaning up the house, cleaning up my desk, straightening my desk, little things like that before I start going back into like the projects I was working on or whatnot. So that's just one of the things that can help. It helps me a lot. And this is something I have been doing. Like just about 2 hours ago, I have a sandbag. I lift the sandbag. I throw the sandbag. I do push-ups on the sandbag. I do planks on the sandbag, squats with the sandbag, all sorts of strenuous stuff. I even carry that thing, and the thing is heavy. And it makes me mad because it's so heavy, and I take it out on the sandbag. So it works pretty good. And then the last thing, guys, and we'll wrap up the video here. I try to coordinate time to talk to friends and family. I can't explain to you how important it is to talk to someone about these issues that you're having. I say again, you can't self-diagnose yourself and you can't solve all of your problems. You do need other people to come in, and it's very helpful to get a second opinion, to have someone revalidate you as a person. For me, that's what I need. And it helps me hit the reset switch for my depression. It helps me say, okay, well, we can start to wind down here. This episode is over. I'm back to normal. It brings me back down to earth. It brings me back to reality. It brings me back to a safe and secure place in my mental health that I like to stay at. So make time for your people, friends, even some close coworkers, like just to talk about things, just to get it off your chest. Because if you hold it inside, it is going to eat you alive. I do recommend that people talk. You have to talk it out, get with your therapist, and go from there. All right, I'm going to wrap the video up right there. I'll update you guys on some more if I'm still in this episode or in this depressed state. And be well, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you think down below. All right, later.